YouTube, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about how to go natural. This is a question that I've gotten a lot, like over the last few years, and recently I got a few questions about how to go natural because my hair was not always like this. So if you have any questions or you need to know anything, if you're trying to transition into that, then this is the video for you. So make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to my channel, and let's get into the video.
So all expectations drop them when we hit the bed. Only feelings is vibrations say
we don't need titles, boy, we can have fun. Come give it to me, promise I won't run. I'm a good girl, but for you I locked up. No feelings involved, but you might fall.
So like I said, I got a lot of questions about how to go natural over the years. So I decided, why not just make a video for anybody who needs to know so that they can, see what I went through and see what tips and tricks that I use over the years to get to the state that I'm in now. Basically, the first thing, I know it's going to sound obvious, but is to stop putting relaxer in your hair. Stop putting relaxers, texturizers, anything that you're putting in your hair just to make like your curls or waves, whatever that you have more manageable. Just stop it because, obviously if you're doing that, your hair is not in its natural state, and if you're trying to go natural, then you need to eliminate all of those chemicals that you're using in your hair that is stripping your hair of its texture. So I mean, like 4 years ago, not 4 years ago, it has to be like 7 or 8 years ago is when I decided that I didn't want to put any more chemical in my hair because I would see people on the internet or I would see people on TV who had curly big hair, and I wanted that, and I knew that my hair could be like that, but because it was relaxed, it was like there was no way for me to get that unless I was to cut my hair off or grow it out. Cutting my hair was not an option, obviously, because I just didn't want to do that. I wasn't committed to it enough for me to sit here and do that. So I just decided to grow it out. I stopped putting any relaxers on my hair. I even stopped with putting color on my natural hair because that also it damages your hair. So I just stopped everything, and I did like a lot of protective styles in my hair. I did braid outs, I did twist outs on my hair to give it more volume and give it texture, because that's what I'm wanting. And until I got there, that's what I had to do to make it look somewhat curly. Number two, I would say, is to stop using sulfate shampoos. Sulfates is basically it's the ingredient that's in shampoos that causes the shampoo to suds up and get really foamy. A lot of people might think, okay, well then why would I do that? Like, they feel like that is what's making their hair clean. It's not. It's just a chemical. It's not even a good chemical. It literally strips your hair of everything, the oils, everything. And not saying that regular shampoo or sulfate-free shampoo won't do that, but when your shampoo has a sulfate in it, it's like 10 times stronger, and that dries your hair out. It damages your hair, and it makes your hair really unhealthy. So if you're already relaxed and you're trying to transition and you're doing that as well, it's gonna take you forever for your hair to grow. I'm telling you, like, it's gonna seem like it's taking forever because it really is. So you're gonna have to stop that. I had a Pantene shampoo. I forgot the name. I will list it in the description box, but it's sulfate free. And even me, when I first went natural, it took me years for me to realize what kind of shampoos and what kind of products I need to be using. And like, once I started realizing that was when I first started getting into like watching YouTube videos and seeing what people that went natural, what they actually use, because I was not even using the right products myself. So it took me a while. It took a lot of trial and error, but that's what this video is for, so that you guys can know what to do and what not to do. Another thing I would say is to stop using heat. If you're using a lot of heat on your hair, you're also damaging your hair a lot. You're putting heat damage on your hair. That can cause you to lose texture of your hair as well. It may not be a relaxer, but that can do the same thing. Let me probably show you guys. Like right here, you see how this curl, it's only curled at the root, but then the end is really straight. This is from me having heat damage on my hair, and obviously it's growing out from when I would wear like sew-ins or quick weaves and stuff, and I would have leave out at the top, and I would always be flat ironing that hair all the time. That happens as well, and you're gonna have to let that grow out or either cut it off. So just stop with heat and chemicals all around, and your hair will grow so much faster and so much healthier. And you won't have to worry about, you're stopping the chemical, but now you're trying to understand, well, why is my hair still unhealthy? Why is it still breaking off? And I went through a stage where I went natural, but then I started to want my hair straight again. And before I started wearing weave, I would just start flat ironing my hair like every single day. And my hair, I noticed it started to break off. Like, it started getting shorter and shorter and shorter. I was not cutting it or anything, because like I said, I did not want to cut my hair at all. I wanted to just grow it out. So I stopped the chemical, but then I'm sitting here putting heat on my hair literally every other day, and my hair was breaking off every single day. I would see it in the sink, on the bathroom counter, and I was wondering, like, well, what is going on with my hair? And I looked it up, and it was heat damage. My hair was just breaking off. You're flat ironing relaxed hair that much. Relaxed hair is already weak, so you kind of have to lay off the heat with that. That's the point of relaxing. It's like you don't have to do all that. But I was still doing that because I wanted my hair to be straight all the time, and I wanted my roots to be straight because my roots were growing out. But I really damaged my hair a lot. Like, even though I stopped the chemical, I was still damaging it. So I would say no heat, no, if you're gonna flat iron it, do it on the lowest that you can. That will still get your hair straight, if you know what I mean. Like, don't put it on the highest setting that you can because you think that's gonna get your hair the straightest. Test out, do strand tests on your hair. See what works for your hair type and what doesn't. I'm not pretty sure off the top of my head what kind of curl pattern I have, but I can straighten my hair on 315, 350. My hair can still get super straight, and above, obviously, it'll get even more straight, but that's really damaging. So you kind of want to lay off the heat when it comes to that. Even when you're blow drying your hair, don't have it on the highest heat. Put it on warm. It might take a little longer, but at least you're not damaging your hair and basically wasting the time that you put in to grow it out, if that makes any sense. Another thing I would say is do protective styles. Keep your hair covered up for a while. They say let your hair breathe, this and that. I agree with that to a certain extent. If you're like me, when I went natural, my hair was really long, but I had like probably this much of new growth. And once my hair was breaking off in the flat irons, I was like, okay, I have to do something because I'm like pretty much just wasting all my time. And I decided I'm going to start wearing, weaves and sew-ins and this and that. So, keep it braided up at night, or keep it, you can wear wigs, you can wear weaves, you can wear quick weaves, you can do whatever you want. Try to do something to where you're not having to mess with your hair so much, because that's when you start to put so many different products on your hair. That's when you start to get tempted to flat iron it, and oh, this piece right here is laying down. Just do things to where you don't have to necessarily be messing with your natural hair, so that you're giving it time to just grow. All those products, some products, they may seem like they're good for your hair, but too much of a good thing is not good. So, you might, do little, like I did, do little braid outs at night, do twist outs at night. If you want texture in your hair, that works for me. It didn't necessarily get it to like this. It didn't get it curly, but it got it to where it had some kind of pattern, some kind of wave in it. And it wasn't just, blah. Like, if I would just wet my hair while it was still relaxed and scrunched it up, it was so ugly and just stringy and just, it was never like this. But what I had to do was do plaits and twist outs at night, or Bantu knots. I love doing Bantu knots when my hair was still relaxed, because it gave it just so much volume and so much body if you're looking for that. But if you can, do a lot of weaves. Get into that. Do wigs and stuff like that. Get into different hairstyles that will eliminate you having to touch your own hair, because when you're going natural, it's all about just letting it do its own thing. Don't try to do too much to your hair. Keep your hair very, very, very moisturized. If you have a relaxing your hair, 9 times out of 10 it's because you have thick, coarse, or curly, or extremely curly hair. So hair like ours tends to dry out really fast because it just soaks up anything that you put in it. So you have to keep your hair very moisturized. If you don't, and your hair is too dry, that's when you get a lot of breakage, and you're not going to see your growth. And that's another thing that I went through. I had a lot of breakage in my hair, and it was like my hair was growing because I have so much new growth, and then I realized that the hair that's at the bottom is just getting shorter and shorter. So I would use coconut oils. I would use, shea butter on my hair. I used all types of, I use a lot of scalp conditioners. I use all types of things. Like I said, y'all, I will list everything in the description box as to what I used over the years that helped my hair grow. But yeah, at night, I would put it like on my fingertips, and or I'll put some on my hand and rub it on my fingertips and just literally scratch my head Like, that's all you have to do. You don't have to worry about doing all them parts and this and that. And if you can't reach back there, that I found that was the easiest thing for me to do. So that's what I did. Put on my fingertips and scratch my head. Coconut oils, I would put that on my scalp and I would put it on the ends of my hair. Coconut oil does, you know, it can weigh your hair down a lot. So I didn't really put it all in my hair, but I just put it on the main parts that I knew were really dry and that needed that extra conditioning. So depending on what kind of hair you have, what problems you have in your hair, that's what you need to do. You need to find a good oil that you can use and, you know, see where your hair has its most dry spots, and that's what you need to cater to the most when you're growing your hair out. Another thing that I would say is to not put too much tension on your hair. If you are like me, I love wearing my hair up. I don't know, it's something about it. I like my hair when it's down too, but a lot of tension on your hair is not a good thing. With me, the middle of my hair, so the very middle of my hair, the hair there is shorter than all the other hair. And that's from wearing my hair up so much. That hair is not getting a chance to, you know, do its thing. It's not getting a chance to be free and, like, grow like everything else that's around it is. So the hair in the middle of my head is probably like this long right here. And these are just my bang area. So this part is automatically supposed to, well, with a lot of people, this part is shorter in their hair. But the middle of my hair right here is shorter. It's just like this. And that's from me wearing my hair up too much. Also, a lot of tension causes a lot of breakage. So you want to be careful. Don't use any rubber bands in your hair because that also breaks your hair off. And yeah, okay. The next thing I'm going to say is, you know, regularly trim your hair. If you're like me, I hope you guys don't be like me. I went the whole 7 or 8 years and did not trim my hair at all. And I ended up having really bad splitting. Like, okay, when your hair is dead at the ends, if you don't trim those ends off, it's going to just keep splitting up higher and higher and higher. And that's where you end up having to cut off more hair in order to be left with no dead ends. So I went a whole 7 or 8 years without trimming my hair at all because I was just like, I don't want to trim my hair. It's long. I don't want to do this. I want to do that. Yeah, it was growing, but it was also splitting up more and more and more to where it got to a point where it wouldn't grow no more. Like, it was growing, but it was breaking off, so I wasn't seeing any of my growth. So I realized, like, hey, I might have to do something before I end up having to cut all my hair off. So I ended up having to cut off, like, this much of my hair. It came, like, down to here when I would stretch it, and I had to cut, like, almost all that off. I cut it, like, up to here. Now it's back down to here, but, you know, that just shows you, don't go that long without trimming your hair just because you think, you know, oh, well, it's longer or it's growing. I don't want to cut any length off. It will grow much faster because my hair grew in like 2 months. It grew right back, almost to the exact same length. So, you know, keep it trimmed up. You know, if you have to do little pieces here and there, or go to a salon and they'll show you, you know, let them know that you don't want your hair cut off, because some salons, they get really scissor happy, but just let them know, like, hey, I need to keep my hair trimmed up regularly. When should I be coming back? When should I come in? This and that, and, you know, take care of your hair like that. Don't be like me. The last thing I have to say is you need to be patient. You have to have a lot of patience. Like I said, I went natural 2010 and now 2018. So you're going to have patience. You're going to have to let your hair do its own thing. Don't, you know, get impatient with it, and don't get frustrated. Don't go back to slapping and relaxing your hair. I mean, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I had a lot of patience because it did pay off, because I love the way my hair is. I love my hair texture now. I'm so glad that it's not how it was before. You know, you just got to let it grow. It does not happen overnight, you know, and if you're not willing to do the big chop and let go of all those ends, then that's what you're going to have to do. You're just going to have all the patience in the world. Work with your hair. See what works best for your hair. Maybe you can find certain things that make your hair grow a little faster, and then before you know it, your hair will be all the way grown out like how mine was. And you will only have to probably cut off like this much, which is what I did. I had to cut off like this much of my relaxed ends, you know, due to breakage. They were longer, but due to breakage and then how long I let my hair grow out, I had about this much of new growth. Of relaxed ends that I had to cut off. And my hair was exactly how I wanted it to be and exactly what I wanted after all the years of waiting. So just know it's worth the wait. If that's something that you want to do, I really hope that this video helped you guys and steered you in the right direction as to what to do and how to make growing your hair out and go natural a little bit easier for you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will see you guys on my next video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel.